conversation, and then based upon how that goes, we will choose a time to invite yourselves to participate. What I will say is that, as you know, I do send out a weekly announcement in terms of what we are going to be having on for the show, and so you all know what that's all about. In this case, I did also had one clip, I guess, or quote, which was in fact from Marcus Garvey, and so I'm going to repeat that. And then we'll actually start the show. Just give me one quick second. I have a bit of a technical challenge I'm trying to organize. Okay, here we go. And that is that I want to make one quick announcement on behalf of the radio station. And that is that on December the 1st, there is going to be the 70th anniversary of Rosa Parks' iconic stand on a bus in Montgomery. And it's called a celebratory gathering. The Justice One Wolf will give a presentation called Lessons of Montgomery. There will be music and dance by students and reflections how Mrs. Parks' story has lessons for Bermuda. And the short clip is on a bus in Montgomery. In 55, Mrs. Parks, with courage, surely played her part in passing the torch of justice. So others can make a start. In 59, in Bermuda, some took on that challenge with glee. Today, we are all tasked to make a better community. Global event, one second, trying to read it properly. Global event with local impact. On Monday, 1st of December, 2025, that is not tomorrow, a week tomorrow, from 12:20 to 1:30 p.m., at St. Paul AME Hall on Victoria Street. It's a free event and everyone is invited to attend. And what's interesting for me is that announcement actually ties quite a bit into our conversation for today. Our guest this evening is Mr. Robin Swan Sr., and the title we've chosen is A Retrospective of Social Struggle and Economic Success. And I'll do this, which again is not normal, but I'm going to give an introductory read before we actually start today. And here he goes. Marcus Garvey has said, "A people without knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." When I was preparing for today, I actually went online and I'm going to read what I found in the context of that quote. Here we go. And it is actually not my words. It is an interpretation from online. It says, quote, meanings and interpretation. In this case, it was their interpretation of what Marcus Garvey's quote relates to. And so, as they say, have a listen. And once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. I know that people listen to the show while they're driving a taxi. One person told me that she is one of those that gets a cup of tea and sits down. There's people that's overseas that sit down, have tea and cake and whatever while listening. And others simply sit down and enjoy. And yet again, others are preparing themselves for tomorrow. This is a good time of the year because it's dark outside. We have daylight saving time, and people are inside getting ready, ironing clothes, and what have the case may be. And so here we go. This is an interpretation of Marcus Garvey's quote, "A people without knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." Marcus Garvey's profound quote encapsulates the significance of understanding our past, fostering a sense of belonging, and cultivating a strong foundation for a prosperous future. However, let us delve deeper into the philosophical concept of ancestral knowledge beyond the surface level interpretation. By examining the dynamic interplay between collective memory, interconnectedness, and personal growth, we can grasp the profound impact of Garvey's words and appreciate the transformative power of embracing our cultural heritage. At its core, Garvey's quote emphasizes the importance of historical, ancestral, and cultural awareness. A people disconnected from their roots face an identity crisis, leading to a lack of direction and purpose. Just as a tree draws nourishment and stability from its deeply embedded roots, a community flourishes when grounded in its history, heritage, and traditions. Understanding and acknowledging our past allows us to extract vital lessons, celebrate achievements, and learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. It enables us to navigate the present with clarity, shaping a future that resonates with the values and aspirations of our collective identity. While this straightforward interpretation sheds light on the significance of knowing our history, let us explore the philosophical dimension of ancestral knowledge. We can view collective memory as the vast ocean from which each individual draws a drop. Like droplets, our personal experiences and growth are interconnected, forming the river of life that flows through generations. Without understanding the depth and richness of the ocean from which they emerge, our individual journeys become shallow and detached. Ancestral wisdom transcends time and space, carrying the imprints of our ancestors' struggles, triumphs, and resilience. By tapping into this wealth of knowledge, we establish a deep sense of interconnectedness with those who have come before us. We gain access to ancient wisdom, cultural practices, and traditions that have stood the test of time. In doing so, we honor the legacy of our forefathers and forge a bond that spans generations. Moreover, embracing our cultural heritage not only strengthens our identity as individuals, but also fosters unity within our communities. When we recognize and celebrate the diversity within our shared past, we cultivate a space for inclusivity and mutual respect. We become bridges between generations, carrying the torch of our history to inspire future generations. Through understanding our roots, we unlock the potential for self-discovery, growth, and personal empowerment. In contrast, a disconnection from our past may lead to feelings of rootlessness, disorientation, and a lack of purpose. Without an understanding of where we come from, we risk losing touch with our values, traditions, and sense of belonging. We become susceptible to the winds of change and the influence of external forces that may not align with our authentic selves. Like a tree uprooted from its foundation, we are at the mercy of society's shifting trends and ideologies. Embracing our heritage, however, offers a powerful remedy to this disconnection. Through learning about our history, we carve out a space that grounds us, nourishes our souls, and fuels our aspirations. We find comfort in knowing that we are part of a larger story, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless lives. By acknowledging the struggles and achievements of our ancestors, we gain a sense of purpose and responsibility to carry their legacy forward. In conclusion, Marcus Garvey's quote resonates deeply as a reminder of the enduring importance of ancestral knowledge. It highlights the transformative power of understanding our past, preserving our cultural heritage, and embracing our shared history. By acknowledging our roots, we build resilience, unity, and a strong foundation for the generations to come. Just as a tree flourishes when its roots intertwine with the earth, so too does a people thrive when connected to their history, origin, and culture. And again, that is an interpretation of Marcus Garvey's quote that a people without their knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. They're not my words. It's actually from online, a website that deals with the meanings of quotes and interpretations. And of course, that's their interpretation of Marcus Garvey's quote. And so with that, it's a long introduction. I may read it once again, maybe at the top of the hour, at 9 o'clock, I might read it again for those that join us later. But that's our start. And with that, I will allow Mr. Swan to introduce himself. And I will say this, just before we came on air, I said to him that, you know what, we are at a stage now whereby some people in Bermuda have given up hope. They don't feel there is hope for the future. And his response is, yes, there is always hope if we are prepared to struggle and not give up. And so with that, Mr. Swan, please introduce yourself as you would like to be introduced, and then we'll have a conversation thereafter.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I am fine, thanks.
Yeah, my name is Robin Swan. I was actually, when I was born, I stayed in Somerset. And, in kindergarten at St. James Church Hall. And then from there, around about 6 years old, I went to Southampton Glebe. And then, because my father came from Somerset, so that's where we had to stay. But my grandpa bought a building in town and said we could move in town, and I've been in town since I was 7 years old.
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, coming up in town was kind of different. But as things started to get, as I got older and older, I looked at a lot of situations with my family and my friends in the road, and things changed. And it wasn't nice. I found out, a lot of things was happening that shouldn't happen.
And this is in what time frame?
1955.
Okay, 1955. Okay, go ahead.
I heard my grandpa grumbling because he lost a building on Court Street, took from him because he was one of the odd fellas. And they opened up Francis Patton School, and the chap told him, the landlord told him, don't get into that. Don't open up the school. And he stayed with that, and they opened up Francis Patton School, and they called his mortgage and took his building. And I heard that when I was about 7, 8 years old, and I was angry, and and it was a white man that did it, and so I got kind of, I didn't like that happened to my grandpa. And it's funny, like, these things happened like a long time ago, but they stayed with me. They're with me right now. I just didn't like that. And my great grandpa, he was a white guy. He was a white man, but he liked me, and he left me his watch and stuff like that, took care of me. And I heard him say when I was about 9, his daddy told him, don't marry that nigga. And I couldn't believe it, and he never left me. And I've been all these years, like, and going through this thing, like, because racism, I found out as I got older, was serious and was, something we had to deal with, and I just didn't like it. So I didn't like people that didn't look like me, like, because a lot of funny things was happening to my family, and I didn't like that. So then, because after elementary school, I went to Technical Institute. I was 11 years old. We passed the test, went in there, and I started to get in trouble because I was fighting white boys. There's a white guy out there stinging all the guys with stinging arrows and stuff like that, and that angered me. So, coming through my young years, a lot of things happened to me, and I heard some things, and I just didn't like people that didn't look like me. Might sound kind of bad, but that's how it goes,
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, right up to today, I still think of it. I never forgot what my grandpa said. I never forgot from my grandpa losing his building on Court Street. I never forgot it. And my grandpa was John G. Bassett.
Oh, okay.
He earned the box.
Yeah.
The sports arena, he earned that. And then turned it over to Barkley so they could have a place to play football and everything like that. That's what I was told. And he used to have bazaars out there. And as a little boy, I used to go out there to the bazaars and everything. Then I had a bazaar in my yard, throwing hoops or watches and made 26 shillings and all that. So I had a lot of fun. But this is my coming up as I was a little boy, 13 and 14. And then I started to rebel. So, like, being in town, I was close to the block. So I ended up on Court Street, smoking weed, drinking rum, being a real fella. And I didn't care. I just didn't care. And I still don't care. That's how I am, because I'm had anger in me for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. Because I see a lot of things happen here to black people and all that, and it's not right. I'm not saying I got a couple of white friends. I get on pretty cool with them. Mm-hmm. But like when I became a member of social club, I was about I joined PSC first. I was 12 years old to play football, and then my uncle got mad because he was involved in the soccer program and social club, so I had to change, and I went to social club. Mm-hmm. And all that. And while I was there, a old fella he used to be the janitor of social club, and he said, "Listen, hey man, you're a nice little fella, but listen, but pay attention and don't give in." I said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Warren." Never forgot that, and I lived the same way. You treat me right, you find me right, morning and night. If you treat me wrong, I'm gonna treat you wrong. And I done a lot of things, but my mama was on her knees praying for me because she was Christian, mm-hmm. And she didn't like some things I was doing and all that. But I grew up in back of town, you know what I mean? Gambling and having a bowl, so everything was okay. I was happy, you know what I mean. Then as I got older, they shipped me off to Jamaica to boarding school to get me out of trouble, because I was being a nuisance. And I went down there. Then some of my clothes started missing. It was okay. What I really liked was picking the nuts from the tree. Had some trees down there that had the nuts on it. Mm-hmm. I love those nuts picking on a tree. I was in Mandeville, so everything was okay. Mm-hmm. When I was 13, but then I stayed down there for about a year and a half. And
how old were you?
I was 13 years old then.
To boarding school?
Yeah,
okay.
13 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they was trying to keep me out of trouble because they thought I was gonna get locked up. Because all my friends had been down non-such island or on probation and all that. And they thought I was going to get into that. But, you know, I had my own mind, you know. I never really got into following a lot of guys. A lot of the guys followed me, really. You know, I didn't follow them. So I was strong. I was strong in my way. I was strong, so I survived. Yeah. So anyhow, after about a year and a half down West Indies College, I decided I'm not going back. And my mom and daddy got mad, and when they forced me to get on the plane and all that, I said, I'm not going back, and that's it. Because when I saw a guy using my toothbrush, it turned me right off.
Good Lord.
When I saw a guy use my toothbrush, I said, man, I don't need to be here. Because they're taking your towel and your clothes, you know, they're doing things. So, but that's how it goes, that's life. So, you know, everything was cool.
Okay.
So then I started to work. I guess, about 14, 15, something like that there. I was mending shoes. I became a cobbler. You know, I was fixing shoes for Earl Matthews out on Court Street there, you know. And I was working every Friday and Saturday, you know, things and doing very good. Everything was okay. Worked out for me. You know what I mean? I got 25 shillings and gave 5 and 10 shillings to my mama every week, so she was happy. So everything was cool. And then he closed down after a while, and I moved on to something else, you know. You can't give up. You gotta get a trade. You gotta do something, you know what I mean? But I guess I was around about 15. And my friend Carlton Jones, he was going on holiday, so he said, hey, Robin, look, fill in for me at Bermuda in the hotel. So I said, okay, for 2 weeks. So I filled in for him.
Sorry, what's his name?
Carlton Jones.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, Carlton Jones, Major, my good friend. So I filled in for him for a couple of weeks, and they were happy with me and all. And then I went back out to look for a job. But then again, you know, I was still on Court Street, so if I got a job and I got 25 shillings, I bought a bag of eat and wouldn't even go back work, you know. So I had to kind of bear it because I was bullheaded, you know, fighting a lot and stuff like that. But I never got locked up, you know. So that's how I do. But this was the good old days. But I saw a lot of racism while I was growing up and things like that. Even in the hotel, like, you know, I used to polish the door handles and all that to the hotel, and then go inside, sit down and anything, and the manager used to come to, hey, Robin, get up, hey, fix the door fast. I just cleaned it, so clean it again. He didn't like me sitting down, like you said. So I got mad with that, you know, and of course, you know, a lot of profanity came in because that's why I didn't get interviews because, like, you know, it's hard to hold some things in, man, that's happened to me. But anyhow, my daughter told me talk slow. Because when I talk fast, man, it comes out. Because, like, the anger's been in me for 60 years.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing what's happened to my people, my parents. You know, my ancestry was, my grandpa, you know, he really was behind me when I was young. I helped him lift the soda out of the mineral truck and all that, you know, and everything like that. And I learned from him. So I wanted to be like him. And, you know, a couple of people told me last week, hey, boy, you look like your grandpa, you walk like your grandpa, you act like your grandpa. I said, yeah, they tell me that all the time. So hey, what can I do? And so Walter Brinkman used to laugh all the time, say, boy, you can't get away. Sally Bassett. I see Sally Bassett in you all the time. You laugh. Okay. You know Sally Bassett. Yeah. My great-great-great-grandma. They burnt her alive down East Broadway.
Okay.
Because they accused her of burning her. Yeah. Her, you know the story.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. That's my ancestry. So you know. So he when I used to get angry, he used to tell me, yeah, Sally Bassett coming on here. I used to laugh. So anyhow, you know, I had about 12 jobs 1 year because, like, I used to get, like, as soon as I got 25 shillings, I finished the job. I didn't work no more. And then, like, I guess I was about 18, around 1964, 65. My cousin came to me, hey, man, let me talk to you, man. We need people like you, man, you know. Hey, like, come off the street, man, and you do something positive and everything. So he was Bobby Bassett, my cousin. And him and a few guys formed the Black Berets. Okay. And they said they need somebody like me. That was, because I was bull-headed. I didn't care. I didn't worry about nothing. So I got into that. And I had to tidy up myself. It really tied me up. I stopped smoking. I drank less, and I had something to live for, and I was happy. So I got heavy into the Black Beret cadre. That was it was formed to help black people and get us out of a lot of situations, and things like that. And help our friends and stuff like that. So I kind of like that, helping people, because God has blessed me. So I always help people,
Okay.
Well,
And that was so far you've gotten us up to you being age 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But hey, keep going, boy. I could talk all night, but hey.
That's right. We're here. No problem.
Well, what happened, so I went in the Braves and all that there, of course I did some things, I had to do some things because, it may be bad for somebody else, but it was good for us, because we was fighting the system, we was trying to get more for black people and things like that. And our brothers, hey, let me tell you something, man. Coming up as a teenager at that time, it was kind of rough. The police force was like 95% white.
Yes.
And a lot of my friends got slapped and kicked. I even got boxed upside my head. And especially on the mobile ad, if they tell you pull over, you don't pull over, man, they'll run right over you and cut you off. I know a friend of mine, they cut him off and he got killed in his car and everything like that. A lot of things happen like that, man, I was talking to a guy the other day. He said he got beat up. The cops beat him up. They take you behind the police station. They had a courtyard on there, and then thump you. And then take you hospital to get fixed. And then say you resisted arrest. A lot of things happen, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and it happened to my friends. And one time, it was crazy, man. I had a white friend. Him and I was cool. We was riding the bikes going, and the cops stopped us. And then the cops said, you could go. I want him. And I said, man, I'm getting ready to swear, because I get angry when I talk about these things because
let me just give
nothing nice for me.
To the listening audience that you talked about this earlier, right? And so I'll just give a caveat or preempt that if you got young people listening to these stations tonight, just be mindful. But we're gonna do our best to avoid any profanity. So go ahead. So stop you and your white friend. So the white guy can go.
He told him he can go because he just wants me. And he booked me. He gave me a ticket, and the white guy went in, and my white friend was kind of angry. He said, man, they shouldn't have did that. But see, these things happen.
Yes.
And it was happening this happens all our lives, and it's still happening now.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. So, I act too small, man. So, anyhow, the Braves was a time, when a lot of things happened, and stuff like that, and a lot of things transpired. The 60s, that's when a lot of things started to happen in Bermuda.
Yes.
You see, and it seemed to me and it was told that if you was affiliated with South Africa, you got a job in the police force in Bermuda. That's what I was told. I don't know if it's true or false.
Sure.
Because hey, those cops were racist, man. You remember when the Berets, when black people get together, they made a law after 3 people together is illegal.
Yes.
Is illegal possession.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that affected us doing some things in order, but we still fought the system. We fought the system. And I was helping them fight the system. And I was happy doing it. And I didn't care. Hey, the worst thing that happened to me is they die. Hey, and that you're born to die, so it ain't no big deal.
Oh, have mercy.
I'm not afraid to die. I've never been afraid to die. Okay. And everybody tells me I should be shaming myself talking like that. I'm not shaming myself. Hey, I'm living life. Next January, I go 77 years old, man. I'm seeing it all. And I'm doing what I should do. And I didn't give up. I was angry, I was mad, but I never gave up. So from the Berets, some things happened. So some guys had to get out of her because we started to bring young people into the cadre. And they started to talk about some things that we were doing, was illegal and stuff. So we had to leave them alone. We had to slow down, cut it off. So some things came to pass, and a few guys left the island. And my cousin was one of them. They left the island. So I would go up to America and see if they needed any money and need anything to eat and something like that there, and help them out and things like that there. So a lot of things happened.
Okay.
But I was, hey man, it was something, and I just didn't care. Because those days, man, a lot of things was happening to us for no reason at all, just because we were black.
Gotcha.
And so I knew that. And I'm not afraid to say it. Hey, I was glad when Ducky got killed, the police commissioner.
Good Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man. Hey, what happened? You know how big the sidewalk is in City Hall? It's about almost 20 feet wide, right?
Yes.
Hey, the guys were sitting on the wall, and the policeman walked on the heels and everything. The guy came around. They came around the office with, the ankles all mashed up from heels and stuff like that. And these guys had a meeting, and they said, "Hey, you got to get killed. You got to kill him."
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's be mindful because that's obviously something was not aware of. I mean, I knew about the assassination stuff, but go ahead.
That's what I was told.
Okay.
They said it was made up and killed him. And I don't know how we killed him, but I was glad he killed because, hey, all those policemen like that, man. I never did like policemen. Never did like them.
Okay.
But one policeman, he met with the cadre. Was about 10 of us and sat down. He says, "Hey, you guys are doing a lot of things and be careful. Whatever you do, hate constructively." That's what he told me. He told me, hate constructively.
Yes.
And I never forget that. And I live my life the same way. I hated constructively. If I didn't like something, I put up with it, and I was very constructively about it. You see? And after the berets and everything like that, I was 22 years old, 1972, and I went into business. No, before that, I was up with me down in the hotel working, and one of the guys up there bet me 10 shillings that I couldn't make Bermuda's football team. You know? Yeah, 10 shillings. So I said, well, I'm going to play football. I'm going to play for Bermuda's. I can make it. You can't make it. I said, look, 10 shillings. Okay, we shook 10 shillings. So I went up there and I made Bermuda's football team, got the 10 shillings. So I called my cousin. I said, "Hey, man, look, can you teach me plumbing? Because, I want to get off on Sundays in the hotel. I have to work Sundays." So Brownlow T. Close, my cousin, showed me plumbing.
Okay.
And I think I went to do plumbing when about 1965. In 1970, I was a qualified plumber. 1972, I went on my own business, and I did well. I did well, man.
So you did plumbing to be able to be off on Sundays to play football?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, see, I was working in the hotel. In the hotel, you have to work Sundays.
Yes.
So to play football, I had to, get off on Sunday.
Okay, got you.
So I ended up by playing football for social club, football for Bermuda's, you know what I mean, and had a good time. Had a lot of fun, and that was good. And I love to do plumbing. I want to be the best plumber in Bermuda. That's why, I love plumbing. And you won't believe it. People used to tease me because they bite my fingernails and put my hands in some people. Sometimes, they used to laugh at, but you stop biting your fingernails.
Right.
So, but I made a lot of money doing plumbing, man, in the 70s.
Gotcha.
I done well, and I didn't give up. You can't give up. You got to get a trade. You got to do what you like. If you do what you like, it will pay you off.
Got it, okay.
If you don't do what you like, you're going to be disagreeable. And
Sure.
I love plumbing. I even love it today. And I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it. So in 72, and then I started to get tired because my grandfather told me when I was about 16 years old, he said you got from 20 to 50 to make it.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't make it in those 30 years, it's going to be hard. You may never make it. My grandpa always told me that. So I worked 6 days a week, 7 days a week sometimes, the Sundays too and everything, you know what I mean? And everything in it. And I saved my money because I didn't charge a lot of money. So I believed in small profits, quick returns. And a lot of things saw coming. And I never gave up. Even though I had some setbacks, I never gave up. And I think 1976 or something like that, my friend Mal Salters called me, said he wanted to join up with me. And I was kind of tired then, you know what I mean? I was doing well and everything. So I said, well, let me think about it. Then I said, well, yeah, he eased me up, So we joined together and formed a company, Bermuda Hydronical Plumbing Company on Court Street. We had an office there, and we employed about 8 guys, 7 to 8 people, stuff like that, and taught some guys how to do plumbing and all that. And one of them does all my work today. So it worked out kind of good for us. So everything was okay.
And what was the name again? Bermuda Hydronical?
Bermuda Hydronical Plumbing, yes, Bermuda Hydronical.
And it's still around today? Or
No.
So the guy that does your work has got a different company?
Well, the guy who does my plumbing now, I taught him.
Okay.
I taught him. And one of the other guys I taught, he wants to do, all of them want to do the work because I taught him. They said, hey, man, I'm so glad I met you. So glad I met you. And one guy worked for me for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just roughly, when was Bermuda Hydronical Plumbing formed?
1977.
Okay. All right. So in 1977, you learned the plumbing before that.
Yeah.
77, you joined with somebody else?
Yeah, with Mal Soltis.
Mal Soltis.
We've been schooled together around Central, and we was in the Braves together. But he was involved in PLP. He was the Secretary General of PLP, you know, and we were good friends. It's my buddy. He died last year.
Okay.
I cried. I was really hurt he died. I was really hurt. But anyhow, that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but still, to the listening audience, by the way, you're still introducing yourself. 34 minutes into it, that's fine. And so, in 1977, you doing the plumbing, and then what happened after that?
I say about 2 or 3 years after that, Ron. Well, I was playing cricket and I was playing soccer and I was playing a lot of sports. You know what I mean? And so I said, well, look, I'm tired. I said, man, I'll take over, boy. Take over. And I started to back off. So I, you know, but I still playing cricket. You know, I said open bat for Workman's Club. I was open bat for Young Men's Social Club. And then, you know, I was open bat for Somerset too. Actually, I got a call from Somerset to come train for cup match. You know, so I was never interested in cup match that much because as long as I played for Warwick, I was happy. That was my cup match right there. But I went up there anyhow, and I tried, and I didn't make it. You know what I mean? So I didn't worry about it. You know, what really knocked me offside, I was down Warwick Club playing cards, and a taxi driver came in and said, "Hey man, hey, don't worry with training for Somerset because your daddy was a good player. He was a good wicket keeper, and they didn't pick him. So watch it, they'll do this to you." And that kind of turned me off. So I said, man, I ain't worrying about it no more. Later for cup match, I don't need a cup match. But another thing was hitting me then. I always want to be a cowboy because I was smoking cigarettes like you. And yeah, I always want to be a cowboy, man, because I like horses. Hey. So I said, well, anyhow, that's how it goes. So Somerset won the league one year. And I played, you know, I got a couple of high scores, you know.
You played for Somerset?
Yeah, Somerset.
Okay.
I think I got 150, but I used to get a lot of 30s and 40s and stuff, you know, when I played for Somerset, and they won the league. And then the following year, I was trying for cup match and things, and a certain batsman, you know, I guess I was a threat to him, so he ran me out a couple of times, and I didn't like that.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to call his name. He's a friend of mine, but he ran me out. So I decided, man, no, later for that cup match, fat and crap, I don't need that. Hey, so I left Bermuda and went to Atlanta. You know what I mean? And when I got to Atlanta, like...
To leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got up and went to Atlanta, man. I had a couple of friends in Atlanta, you know, hey, come up, Slipaway, come up, man, you know. Well, because that's my nickname, Slipaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Atlanta and everything, so like... They said, what you gonna do? So I went work for Ashmeal Plumbing I forget Cascade Road in Atlanta, Ashmeal Plumbing, and he was happy with me, so I stayed there and everything for a couple of years. Then my wife came up, and she was a registered nurse, and we got our green card. You know what I mean? So we got the green card, everything was okay. So, you know, then I said, I want to be a cowboy. So I bought 50 acres of land. See what I'm saying? So my wife had a horse. Two boys had a horse. You know what I mean? And we was galloping up and down. Had a lot of fun. And then I got a guy for bulldozer to make a trail. And then I bought the 4-wheelers to scramble and all that. We had, you know,
ATV, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun up there and everything, man. You know, hey, and I fenced 50 acres in. Then I built 10-horse stable and all that. You know, and then I had a little place over here for Lucky, my horse. Lucky was my personal horse, and I was happy, man. I was doing my thing. I was happy. Life was good to me, you know. God's blessed me. God has blessed, really blessed me, and I appreciate that. And I don't like to give things like this sometimes, because like sometimes when you talk, people think like you're showing off, like, you know, they take you wrong. But I say this because like what I did, anybody could do. Anybody could do. You know, guys say, you're lucky, man, you're lucky. And then one guy the other day said, man, I thought you was a big drug dealer. I said, how the hell you think I'm a big drug dealer? I was paying $24,600 a month for 10 years. Never missed a payment and never was behind. I said...
You mean for the farm?
I was angry, huh?
Paying $24,000 for what?
Well, that came later. I'm going to talk about that afterwards.
About what?
Don't worry, I'll talk about that after.
Okay.
That happened the other day. But that was talking about the buildings on God in Bermuda.
Okay.
You see? But let me finish with Atlanta first.
Yes.
You know? So anyhow,
Yeah.
you want me to stop, man?
No, keep going. No, keep going. Keep going.
I got to talk all
Keep
night,
on
man.
going.
I'm been through a lot.
Keep on going.
So anyhow, I came here in 1990 for a few years, right? And at some apartments onto my house. And it's crazy, like it's funny how life happens, you know. When I bought the land in 1976, it was just about a half an acre, something like that there, you know. I got plans done for 6 apartments and planning turned me down. And now I got 8 apartments on there. You know, how things change over the years, you know. So it makes me laugh. So, But anyhow, but you can't give up. Once you give up, you're lost. And I'm not a person that gives up. No way. I'm not giving up. I'm going all the way. I'm not afraid of nothing. Okay. Yes, sir. So anyhow, get back to Atlanta. My wife, she started working out there as a registered nurse and everything like that, you know.
Yeah.
Then one of her friends found that she lived on 50 acres and roughed her up. So she was white. And
Who was white, your wife or you?
No, the girl she worked with in the hospital was white.
Okay.
And she didn't like her and started looking at her and reporting her and coming around to see where she lived and everything. She said, nigga get 50 acres. You know, that started to, I said, oh man, I thought I'd be left over there in Bermuda.
Uh-huh.
And then things started to turn from there. I started to say, oh man. So anyhow, I said, look, girl, we can't give up. I'm not giving up. We got the 50 acres, we got the survey bonds, well, cool out, you know, and relax and everything. She said, okay. Anyhow, I came here 1990, and I stayed there for 2 years, and I went to the Bronx, and I sealed the agreement for good old soda that my grandpa had, good old soda. So I bought in 2 containers of good old soda and got a truck and started delivering soda. You know, the Linders took some, and then, you know, a lot of little small shops took some. And then I found...
Sorry, that was in
1990.
Okay.
And while I was doing that, I added on two more apartments to my house up Southampton there, you know. And it was going pretty good, but I found out some things started happening, like, you know, like seeing like people like good old soda, but like, I don't know. It wasn't profitable, like, you know, like, you know, I don't know. So I said, man, later, I gave it away. I gave it to the guy. I take that. I don't want it no more. But I can't. And nobody ain't buying it. Hey, Linda's had it dirty, and they had it over there, and they had it dirty, and they took it from dirty, and this person that didn't want it. I said, I ain't. So I gave the thing away, the whole franchise away.
Okay.
And I went back to Atlanta. So while I was in Atlanta, you know, I said, well, man, what I'm going to do now? I'm going to find some bullheaded, you know. So I said, I'm going to make a subdivision. Or the 50 acres.
Oh, okay.
They said, you're crazy. I said, I'm going to do a subdivision, but I don't care. I'm going to do a subdivision. So I formed a company, Roy G and Company, and I got a white surveyor, you know, guy. He done all the papers up and all that, and he drew a subdivision for me. And he had like about 200 or something houses on it. So I said, no, that's a little bit too much. Break it down. So he broke it down, and he gave me a plan, 169 houses. And that looked good to me. Then I said, let me put that there. So I was looking for a backer. I wanted to borrow $1 million. None of the banks would lend me money because I didn't have my taxes thing. I said, hey, where I come from is no taxes. They said, well, if you ain't got no record, we just can't lend you no money.
Oh, you mean income tax or whatever?
Yeah, all that stuff, you know, they did. So I said, okay, well, that's cool, man, you know, but I'm going to do it anyhow. So anyhow, I went to Tucker Federal Bank, and the guy liked me. I told him, he took a liking to, hey, from Bermuda, oh man, I love to get there. Man, let me set you up in Bermuda, man, I love it. He said, look, I'll lend you $1 million. And after you finish the subdivision, I want to form a company in Bermuda, and I want you in it. And I said, okay, all right. And he lent me the $1 million.
In the U.S. or Bermuda?
In U.S.
Okay. Yep.
I turned the 50 acres into a subdivision.
Okay.
I should never done that. I was the worst person in the world. I all of a sudden had a lot of cousins.
Okay.
Everybody related to me because they wanted some money, you know what I mean? Because I was playing cricket over there too, you know what I mean? Because I you know, so I said, well, anyhow, I have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow.
So you had the subdivision for 160 houses.
Yeah.
Right.
And well, when I went to clear the subdivision off, right, for the. So
You mean clear the land?
Clear the land.
Yes.
So I called the fella came there and said, oh yeah. I said, hey, excuse me, so I got this 50 acres, I want to clear this. He said, this your land? I said, yeah. They said, you bought this from a white man? I said, yeah. Where's the plat? You got the plat? You got the plat? So I went inside the house and said, here's your plat. He said, I can't help you. I said, oh, Jesus. I said, man, hey, it's always something, man. Like, it seemed like everything I tried, man, people that don't look like me, just been hassling me, man. So I said, well, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Okay.
So I got somebody to it and everything, and I built the subdivision, and everything. So what I changed my company charter. So instead of selling lots, I can keep lots and build houses too. So I was, selling lots, and by the money turned over fast.
Okay.
But I didn't get no tax breaks because my accountant was hitting me up for every tax bill he can, man. I'm pretty sure I paid more than Trump. I tell you that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, well, so I said, well, that's how it goes, man. And I was there. My wife supported me. I was bullied. I did a lot of things, but she stayed there and supported me. She just stayed there. She said, there you go again. But I said, yeah, okay. So anyhow, I bought the plat with me.
Yes.
Right here, I got the plat with me of the subdivision. I had my wife, Roche Street, my daughter, Rishima Street. Robin Circle was in my name.
Oh, wow.
My son's name.
So you need to add all the children, your wife. Okay.
Yeah. And I got Ryan Lane, my other son.
Okay.
And I got the plat right here with me. I brought it with me just in case you want to take a picture.
Sure.
Because a lot of people don't believe me. But then I tell them, go on Royal Globe and look it up, and they say, oh, man, you did that? Yeah.
I'm smiling because how you have all your names in it. So okay.
Well, look. Nelson Hunt came up there to see me.
I never saw him. Yeah.
He said, man. Well, no Bermudian's done this. No Bermudian. I said, well, I don't know, everything's cool, man. God has blessed me, man.
Yes, okay.
So it's cool. So what happened? After on my 45th house, I was making money, everything. I had a Jaguar. My wife had a Mercedes Benz. Everything was going good. So I bought a house in Fayetteville, like on I think 2 acres or something, like a swimming pool and all that, big house.
A big house, yeah.
I had a ball.
Yeah.
Had a ball, man. I used to have the cricket team there, parties and all that. They used to have a ball, tell you, but it was okay. But anyhow, getting back to the subdivision, when I got on my 45th house, the guy said he can't work for me anymore. I said, what you mean? I know you no money. He said, you're a nigger. I said, huh? And he told me and my wife right there, he said, niggas supposed to buy houses, not build houses. And I said, man, I'm had enough. Every time like I get good, somebody don't look like me will try to stomp me down. But I won't give up.
So did he build the first 45 houses? The same person?
No. Yeah, he built them for me. And
right.
When he really found out that I owned the subdivision, he didn't want to work for me no more. Let me tell you what happened. I was down the creek, like I was cleaning up something down there, and the guy worked for me. The guy was looking for the person who has the subdivision. He said, it's down there by the water. And the white guy came down there and said, hey, I'm looking for the person. I said, you're looking at him. They said, no, I wanted your boss. I said, I am the boss. And he didn't believe me. So I said, well, look, just leave your card, and if I need you, I'll call you.
Okay.
Yeah, but look, I've been through all that, man. And not only that, man. When I was buying saddles and all that from it, I was the nicest guy in the world. Hey, boy, hey. When I stopped buying saddles and all that, and had a subdivision and all that, but hey, I was the worst nigga in the world. But
okay.
I'm not even afraid to say it. I've been through all that, man.
Sure.
And I'm past through all that. And I don't hate nobody. I don't hate nobody. But you treat me right, you find me right, morning and night. That's my motto. And I don't take no SHIW from nobody. I don't care who they are. What you did to my grandma, long time ago, burnt alive, my grandpa, you're not going to do it to me. I prefer to be dead.
Okay.
I'll be dead I'm not going to take it. I don't care.
All right. So let me just pause for a second, because for the listening audience, those who have joined us late, our guest this evening is Mr. Robin Swan, and we talked earlier in terms of what we used for tonight actually was the Marcus Garvey quote in terms of a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. And there, Mr. Swan, we had already arranged him to be the guest this evening, and is now going through his own personal history. I do believe this is the first time you've had a public interview, and now what I asked him, as I always do, is to introduce himself, and he's still going through his introduction at 45 minutes, which is a good thing because he's explaining to us his history and what it has been for him as being a real struggle in terms of racial discrimination, but he still had economic success. Right now, he's just talking about what happened in the U.S. when he had a subdivision. He was able to build and sell many houses and got to house number 46, and suddenly there was a problem. And so carry on.
Yeah. So I was upset about that. My wife was upset. No, she says, we better go back home. I said, I'm not going back home. So we was living in the house down on 2 acres, and then I put a big iron gate, RFS, Robin Frederick Swan, had the initials in the big gate. Ready, man. So I was going home one day, man, and the cop stopped me. Ding, ding, ding. But hey, where? Pull up. I said, excuse me, sir, what happened? They said, what you doing in this area? I said, what you mean? I'm going home. They said, where you live? I said, I live 248 Graves Road. They said, no, you don't. What you mean, sir? I'm going home. Well, go ahead. And he followed me home, and he said, oh, got there. And I went up the driveway and everything. He stayed down and looked at it, and he must have shook his head and said, I didn't know niggas, I guess what was going through his head.
Yeah.
So then they started watching the house. Police was down there, periodically watching up there, see what's happening, because they thought a black person in the neighborhood, they had to be doing something wrong, because it was an upscale neighborhood, just around the corner from Hurleyfield's house, so a lot of things start, getting us mad, taking us off our thing, and we had a neighbor there, the white neighbor there. My boys played with his boys, and they had a good time, and they called the boys over. We found out that the guy, I used to come home every 2 months, and my wife used to come home every 2 months to pay her card off.
You come to Bermuda?
Yeah, to pay our card off. Yeah, come in, and the guy that stayed next door was a Delta pilot. We didn't even know, and he found out he was taking us home, so he moved out of the neighborhood and took off. I thought it was real crazy, but these things happen, man. These things happen. I'm telling you what's happening, man. I ain't holding nothing back. I don't care. I didn't like some things, and that's it. I didn't hate nobody.
Right.
I do have a couple of white friends. Yeah, they're cool. But you treat me right, you find me right. Because it was,
okay,
that's how it is.
And so now, at this stage, we are now where are we at year-wise? 19 what?
This happened on 1996.
Okay.
96 like that.
So by 1996, you had built the first half of the house, the first 45?
Yeah, the first.
So 1996,
the first phase, yeah. And then, see, a lot of black people was coming to me for Monday. They wanted me to donate. They wanted to do this. They wanted to buy this. They wanted me to take care of this and all that, because it was no black guy. It was one fella in Atlanta building buildings, and there was no other black guys in there. I said, let's go hit him up. So
these are Bermudians or
Americans, because they saw me building houses, and a lot of black people bought houses. So they NAACP came there, and they said,
okay, keep going.
They came there, talked to me just as I was finishing a couple of houses, and I was living in Fayetteville now on the 2 acre house and everything.
How far was Fayetteville from the subdivision?
It was the next county, was about
time-wise.
About 10 minutes.
Quick.
Yeah, 10 minutes big. So
okay.
Anyhow, everything was okay. So anyhow, I said, hey. So I said, they came to me and they said they're looking for a black investor. I said, what you mean? And they brought the guy with from from Guyana. So looking for a black investor. They want to invest in some gold. I said, what? I said, I can't get no that. So
somebody from Guyana wanted you to invest?
George Griffith. George Griffith came from Guyana with NAACP.
Yes.
And they wanted, I was looking for a black investor to invest in Guyana. So I said, well, I ain't worrying about it. And my wife said, look, leave that alone, boy. So I took it up. Me, bullet, I took it up. So I invested a couple $100,000 down there. I bought a bulldozer. I bought a truck, because we had I went down there, checked everything out, and then I got a lawyer and started mining gold. So now imagine a black man taking gold to get money. And the dollar was like 198 to 1.
Okay.
So the guy I was wrecked from had to carry a gun all the time, because if I took $1,000 down there, man, it was so much money. It had to be in a bag and all this stuff, but it was an experience.
Sure.
So I hired him. I rented 5 acres out in Matthew Ridge. I think it's close to Brazil. And they built a house for me on the hill. This for you, Mr. Swan. And I was the king, man. They built a house for me and everything.
Okay.
Hey, It might sound stupid, but hey, I just did it, man. Hey, I didn't worry about it, man. And then, like, I made a lot of change for my children. My wife had all these gold rings on her hand and all that stuff like that. And I had a big ounce of gold, and then, what happened? After about 6 months, things started going wrong, because I couldn't understand it. The manager started mismanaging things and taking the girl, and he was buying a car, something like that, with my girl and all that. So I got mad. And I went down there. I got mad, went down there, because I had two companies. I had Lucky Strike and I had, what's it called? I forget the other name. Because this was Lucky Strike, the girl of mine, you know what I mean? So anyhow, I told the guy, look, man, I don't feel comfortable with you, man. You ain't worth no more. So he said, well, Mr. Swan, you can get rid of me. I can't protect you no more, because he's carried the gun and all. I said, that's okay. The other manager had a gun. He was over there.
Oh, the mercy. Okay.
So anyhow, we had a big row down there and everything.
You had an argument, you mean?
Excuse me?
You had an argument with the guy?
Argument on it, and I was angry, So I went back down. I went back to America, told my wife and everything, and I flew back down there. And we started having it out, and then when I got to the airport, a lot of fellows was there with machetes and all that there, because they hadn't been paid, and I didn't know.
Okay.
So I said, hold it. I said, hold it. Hey. So I took them all to the bank and paid them all the money and everything. And then I said, well, I'm angry now, because girls start get missing. Hey, guys are putting in the shoe, the underpants, everything, man, And the biggest ounce I bought to Bermuda. I think it was about 2 ounces. I bought to Bermuda. What happened? I couldn't bring it out as it was, so I had my jeweler to put a hook on it and wore it out as a chain, and it's heavy on my chest. And then I got to Bermuda. These guys are robbing people of gold and all that, so I got to keep it in the bank. I can't put it on because they'll kill me. So I don't need all that. You know what I mean? So I ain't got no guns, sir. When I was in America, I had guns. Down Ghana, gun, but I can't have no guns, sir. So I can't protect myself. So I leave that alone. So anyhow, I was so mad, I went back down there, and I got right in the pit with the guys. So they wouldn't steal. Got right in the pit, and I caught malaria. Went back to Atlanta, and almost died. I went skinny. Nelson flew up again.
You mean because you was working in the mine?
Yeah, I went right in the mine, right in the slush, right in there. Because I was angry. I said, I didn't want them stealing no more from me, and almost died. So I did.
Died from what? Just the hard work itself, or what?
No, I caught malaria.
Oh, okay.
I caught malaria, the water. I caught malaria, man. I was skinny, man. My arm was big as my leg, it was terrible. And Nelson came, he came in my bedroom and said, he just walked right back out. Nobody thought I was going to make it.
Right.
But I made it. I even got to play cricket again and everything, man. I had a good cricket career there, man.
Sure.
I just went up Old National Highway and saw some guys hitting the ball, This was like around 1988, something like that. And I said, hey man, you play cricket? I said, yeah, man. See, I look at you, man. Say, can you bat? I said, yes, man. He said, bat, that him bat, man. And I said, hey, boy, him a good bat, him a bat. He said, what your name? Robin. He said, Robin, play for me. Now, the guy had been to Bermuda before, and I had seen him with Junior Williams and Desmond Lewis. Desmond Lewis was open back test match.
Okay.
So I was opening up with Tropical with Desmond every Sunday and everything like that. You know what I mean? And Junior was happy with me. So and I made a lot of fifths. I made about 1 year I made like 7 centers, and I got the best average in Atlanta like that.
Okay.
And I did well. And plus I took the guys to my house and we had a little fun and all that type of stuff, and everything was okay. And then they had a pick of Atlanta, playing a pick of New York or something like that, and they picked me to open up with Conrad Hunt. Yeah, so Conrad Hunt was in his 50s, but he used to put a drop of eye wash in his eye, and then he could see good. He was good, but Conrad Hunt, yeah. Right. So we had a nice time and all that. So everything was okay, So I had a good cricket innings over there and everything, so everything was okay. So then after it's I said, my wife says, I'm going home. So I think 2000, she said she came in and turned in a green card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she turned in a green card. So I said, okay, there's no form of that. So she told me turn mine in too. You know what I mean? So, but But just before I turned in my green card, I bought Anchorage. I bought Anchorage 1999.
Anchorage, don't it?
Anchorage, yeah. I bought
Okay.
that. I bought that 1999. And then I renovated. I bought a couple of $1 million and renovated and everything. Called it Slipper's Lounge at my own nightclub and the store and, restaurant and all that there. So, I had a good time.
So in 1999, you bought the Anchorage.
Yeah, I bought it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything was okay. My wife, then I came in and I gave her my green card and they put me aside down the airport, and said, something must be wrong with me. I said, what you mean, sir? Well, you're giving up a green card. You know what you're doing? I said, yes, I know what I'm doing. So they made me sign a paper that I wasn't charged up under duress or dopey or something because I was giving up my green card.
Right.
Like America's better than Bermuda. I don't know.
Right.
But anyhow, that's what I've been through. I've been through a lot of things, you know what I mean? That's part of the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, 2003, we opened up the Anchorage and everything, Slipper's Lounge and everything, and started doing well down there. Everything was okay.
When was that, 2003?
Yeah, 2003, after we renovated the building and fixed it up and all that. And then I wanted to, so I went to planning, and said, listen, Mom, I need to put a parking lot down there because I've got 5 apartments and nightclub and store and restaurant and we need some more parking. So I went to planning and I said she was gonna get it because the planning minister was black. But he said I can't give you that, son, because I had to use a few feet of the Queen's high mark or something like that. I didn't know.
Called the Queen's Bottom.
Yeah, it was something like the Queen's Bottom, a few feet. So he said, can't give you that. I said, huh? I said, okay. But I didn't give up. I fought it. And then I was finishing upstairs the club and I said, white boy doing on my property. What are you doing down in the water? What the hell? So I went down there, excuse me, sir. How are you? What's happening down there? This gentleman wants to build a parking lot down there, and I come here to work for the government to sort things out. I said, well, you know why I didn't get it? He said, why? This sir, pointing at my arm, this sir. He looked at me, he laughed, and then he was in Smokey Thompson's taxi. He used to have the guy used to have something to do with PAC. I think it was the coach or something. He was driving taxi. So he came back up there 5 o'clock in the afternoon, came back, hey, the man's gonna give you everything you want, man. He give you everything you want. The only thing they didn't give me was I wanted to protrude out in the ocean 50 feet, so boats could park along there, but they gave me the dock. So I was happy. It was like a parking lot, not a dock.
Yes.
So I hired Charlie Christian, paid $500,000 and did the dock and everything, because the wall was about 95 feet long. The wall cost $204,000.
Okay. Yep.
Then they dump like 150 loads of rubble there for the parking lot.
Sure.
So it's always something, man. That's life's like that, But I don't give up. I'm not giving up. And I ain't kissing nobody's backside.
Gotcha.
Because I don't believe in that. Treat me right, you find me right. I've been nice to a lot of people. I'm lent out a lot of people money. I can't get it back, but that's okay. God has blessed me.
And they always say that never lend money that you cannot afford to lose.
No,
just in case.
I didn't even miss it.
Yeah, I got you.
It's over $500,000 too.
Wow. Gotcha.
But I don't care. I'm not worrying about it. But I've been through a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of things. God has blessed me. I don't have to work. I stopped my wife working when she's 50 and now she's 73.
Okay.
So we live okay. My garden satisfies me now. I like my garden.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like my garden. But anyhow, that's basically where I'm at. That's my whole life, and I went through a lot. I would say from when I went in business, or say since I was about 15 right up to 76.
Okay.
Hey, if you add it up, well, everybody wants to write a book. I remember writing a book. I'm got documents in like the people who used to work for me down in Guyana. I had about 30-something guys working for me down there, and all their names is in the book, and I got the book up my house, So I'm okay, man. So I just have a good time now. I enjoy myself,
Okay.
Try to stay alive.
Got you. So again, to listening audience, thank you for joining us here on Magic 102.7 on your Sunday evening for an evening's edition, of Insight. We have Mr. Robin Swan Sr., who is talking about, well, we're going to now get into more detail about a retrospective of social struggle in the midst of economic success, or vice versa, in terms of you were part of the social struggle, but you were still able to accommodate or accumulate your own economic wealth based upon not keeping up, as you keep on saying. And one of the quotes you gave us just now was that when you were doing plumbing, your belief was that, your action rather, was you did not change much because you believed that small profits would bring quick returns.
Oh yes.
That's correct?
Yeah, you got
Good.
to, man.
Okay.
You got it. You can, you have to figure how to make it. Small profits, quick returns. If
Sure.
you charge a lot of money, you can't get no work. People stay away from you. So small profits, quick returns. My daddy taught me that.
Okay.
And I've been lived that all my life, and it's paid off.
Okay. And just one quick question. I'm trying to clarify some questions that I had. Which that.
Okay.
So when you go back in time, Mr. Bassett, the mineral guy.
Yeah, my grandpa.
was your grandpa.
Grandpa, yeah.
And you had another grandpa that was white?
Yeah. Here's George Smith from South Korea, Pagic.
Okay.
George
So-
Smith. From South Korea, Pagic.
Okay. So George Smith.
He's related to Smith. What do they call F. Smith Trading? I think is in the family, something like that. There,
So just meant George Smith
Yeah.
from South Korea.
South Korea, yeah.
South Korea. Okay. And they took the grandfather. They took the building from Mr. Bassett.
Yeah, on Court Street, the yellow building on the corner. Yeah.
On the corner where the corner of Court and Dundonald?
Yeah, they took that building because he opened up. He was one of the Odd Fellas. Remember the Odd Fellas, and they opened up Francis Patton School in 1955 or something like that.
Okay.
I heard in Grumlin.
and that's an interesting point. I'll go there for a short time. What do you recall about the opening of the school? That would have been before your time, no?
Before my time.
Right.
Before my time. I didn't get caught up in all that because I was kind of young. But I heard my grandpa grumbling about that. You know what I mean? And so that stayed with me because I didn't know nothing but Sadie Bassett then.
Yes.
Because I was young. Then I found out about her, his great-grandma. How they burnt her down at East Broadway alive.
Yes.
Put some sticks and threw gasoline on her, you know what I mean? And that stayed in my head, and I've been on the offensive ever since then, because, when you hear things when you're young, sometimes you don't forget them.
Yes.
Well, what I heard, I never forgot. And I made up my mind I was going to success and I'm going to be a success. I made up my mind I was going to be a success. And if it wasn't success, something was going to happen.
Okay.
I made up my mind, and I am a success. Now I'm trying to help other people with success. Some people see anything about. Sometimes when you talk, people think you're showing off. Hey, I was around Search Club drinking the other day. The guy say, "Hey, man, you're a nice guy. I heard all about it. Hey, stop that right there." Which one? I said, "Hey, don't talk to me about that."
Right.
Hey, I'm just a pawn dog that got off the street. I said, see right there. I was pointed through Search Club's window. I was pointed to Court Street.
Yeah.
I said, that's where I come from. Yeah. Well, what school you went to? You got all. I said, right there. SWU, Sidewalk University. He laughed. I never heard that before. Yeah, well, that's where I come from, Sidewalk University. I graduated with honors.
Got you. Okay.
And I ain't looked back since.
And so now it's a lot of different points. And as I said to you earlier, we're going to probably have to have another show or talk to you offline. And maybe you're right, interview you separately and create like a little video clip or the other thing, maybe you said no, but maybe it is time that you sit down and talk to somebody and put this into a book because it's good information. And for me, right, what it is to start now in terms of the encouragement. We spoke earlier briefly about the idea. Some people would say right now that there is no hope. I have no hope for living in Bermuda and therefore to leave. And what comment do you have about that?
It's sad because we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to be like that. Look at history. Look back about 40 years.
Yes.
Where we have ZFB.
Yes.
We had the recorder. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We had another radio station, another TV station. We had stuff. We ain't got nothing now. So you look at that, man. We lost a lot of things we should have. We can't even get our news out, because our news is not gonna come on ZBM, our black news. That ain't gonna happen, man. We don't have our own things. I talked to a guy the other day. Let's do something. I'm crazy.
Well, one thing I will say, remember you're sitting now, is that the one thing I'll say, not so much about Black News, but more so in terms of Glenn Blakeney has made a point, right, of ensuring that this station becomes at least the talk show station for Bermuda, whereby information can be shared. His news, I don't know how it's done independently, but he will share news for sure. And so certainly for the listening audience, and they know this, that Glenn Blakeney, on behalf of Inter-Island Communications, is quite strong about ensuring that information does get out. And even this show was based upon, I was driving home one day, everybody knows this, and I called him, and within less than 7 days, he said yes, and we made it all happen. So let's be sure that at least on Glenn's behalf, that's all I can say. Let me just do this real quick. Good evening, caller. Can you write it down first of all?
Hey, how you doing? I'm going to say one.
Sure, one second. So just 1 second.
Mike Watson.
Yes, Mike Watson. So I want to say that on behalf of this radio station and on behalf of Glenn Blakeney and his wife Gwen and the entire station, by the way, because all of the personalities also, they do quite a bit to make sure that information does come forward. And so there are lots of pieces to talk about now. I took this call because I want to see what this person, what question they have. And so we do know it's Mike Watson. And so good evening, Mike. Go for it.
I'm going to tell you this. Every single word he told you was the honest to goodness truth.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to say one word to Robin. Corona Drive. Corona Drive.
Gotcha.
I was training horses in Atlanta, right, for the Black Radio guy. And I've seen quite a few clinics down there. Anyway, I was educating my black brothers down there about how to train horses the correct way. And I heard about this Bermudian guy that lived here, that had this big ranch. I can't say about it. I've been here for, years off and on. I ain't never heard of no Bermuda. But finally, I'm what happened, Robert? I'm not sure if you reached out to me or I ended up on your property. And anyway, saw this ranch set up with Robin, and Robin had all this Bermuda hay, and he says, man, I'm sending some of this hay to Bermuda. And I said, this guy is serious. And, man, we got to be good friends from day one, man. But, Robin, I'm going to tell you, man, you have been an inspiration to a lot of people, including me, man, because, we brought some horses into Bermuda together, and Robin ended up selling them to me, man, and that helped tourism. So this guy hasn't really, giving himself credit, but I want to give him credit because, matter of fact, Apache and Lucky's son, Flash, is still living. You mentioned Lucky earlier, so that's a testament to the greatness of this guy. You know what I mean? And amazing. Always been an amazing guy to me because, like I said, people listening to your story will probably think, this guy, what? But I tell you, I'm following this guy's life, at least when I met him. And of course, I knew his life. You don't think I knew, but I knew his life before that too. Because I come up, to some degree, on the streets myself. Although I didn't go to the extent Robin went, but I ended up getting involved in track and field. Thank God for that. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you, every word he told you was the truth. The gold mine story, the malaria. He all thought you was the corner, Robin, but yeah, man, and more. I mean, even the property I keep some horses on now, if it wasn't for Robin, I probably wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So, everybody, you did good, man.
Okay, right.
Okay, thank you for calling again, Mike. Appreciate you.
Yeah, God bless you, man.
All right, thank you.
Let me say one thing before I finally close. 1989. This guy used to come twice a year, ride horses with me. He'd ride the street, have a good time. Mm-hmm. So I said, let's buy some land, man. He said, okay, I got 50, maybe we could let's get 250 acres, He said, okay. So he brought his friends to Atlanta, and we sat down, and I wasn't really happy with that because I don't like to give too many people.
Yes, okay.
But he bought, so I think it was, I'm not gonna call their names, 1, 2, 3, 4, it was 5 of us. So we went to look for 250 acres. So we went down there, checked it, and the guy said, well, he can't sell it because we ain't got no taxes in there. So,
Right, okay.
so we went around Henry County, and this guy, he had 180, so we bought 185 acres. So I got all my hay free for my horses, because I had 10 horses. So I got all my hay free. This guy was cutting 3,000 bales off it and gave me like 30 bales or something, 50, 60, anything I wanted. So, and I was claiming the best 20 acres of land because I was going to put a house on it. You know what I mean? And the other guys was have that shirt on there. They said, okay, Robin, you're in charge of everything because I'm in the States there in Bermuda.
Okay, so Bermudians came to buy.
Yeah, Bermuda. I got Bermuda, 4 guys in Bermuda come there and we bought this land. Like, everybody was a trip by, hey, I had a like, we had a hard time getting money out of here, you know what I mean? So, hey, I had like 125,000 cash in my top drawer. I was even scared to leave here because I thought the house might burn or something, but it stayed there. And then, like, we then bought the land and put the money down, and then all the cameras closed in on us like that, where these niggas get all this money from, closed in. And the biggest guy, I got under him, the biggest guy, I can tell you who was. So we bought the thing, we had a good time, and we didn't leave till nighttime because we gave them so much money they thought we was going to take it back or something because they, black guys got all
You
that
bought
money.
the land in cash?
Well, we had to put down like 150.
But you put that deposit on in cash?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. Hey, that.
But you said cash, I mean like literally gave the person cash, like in a suitcase.
Yeah, the down payment. No, it was in Miami. I said it.
Well, I mean, so yeah.
Yeah, cash was about 100 something. I said, man, and I said, hey, that's what we had to do. We did it, And then we had the land because we had to get the guy like 36,000 every 6 months or something like that. And then one guy didn't pay. So I started to get concerned now because one guy ain't paying. So I said, hey, man, what else going on down there, man? So anyhow, I came down there to see about it, because I had to make things work.
So you came back to Bermuda, you mean?
Yeah, I came back to Bermuda to see what's happening because, we didn't want to get the land back. It's a nice piece of land. It cost $450,000. We gave one, the guy worked with us. It's nice. And I came down here and we went, the house had a meeting and the guy got mad and he flung the money at me and I said, well, that's it. It's all over. So this guy said, no, Swanee. No, man, we got to keep. I said, it's all over. Hey, I never nicked no marbles with that guy, man. I don't want nothing to do with him. So I said, the land will be sold. So I sold the land in November. End of October, we sold it. We paid $450,000 for it, and I got $599,000 for it.
So a little bit of profit, okay.
Yeah, and because we didn't lose no money. And then, like, I got a phone call in December.
During the same year? You said bought it and sold it in the same year?
Yeah. No. We had it for a couple of years.
Okay.
We had it for a couple of years, but then one guy wasn't paying his share, so it kind of messed it up. And I didn't really want a lot of guys anyhow.
Yeah.
I had my money.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I got a call December, and the guy said, "Hey man, I need your land for my cattle, man. I give you $2 million for it right now. I gotta have it." I said, sorry, so I sold it like 5 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Yeah. See, so these things happen, but I'm not worried about it. It was meant to happen. You know what I mean? So that's another something that happened in my life. But that's why I thought it'd be.
No, but you mentioned, so was this the $24,000 per month you was paying, Robbie? You said? Earlier you said
No. What happened, man? I had borrowed money from the bank in Bermuda.
Right.
Bank in Bermuda, and I had a mortgage there. I got a mortgage in almost $3 billion, and I was paying $20,000 a month.
For Bermuda?
Yeah, in Bermuda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't have a problem paying that.
Okay.
I gave them $24,000, had about $9 left over. You know what I mean? I was lucky. I bought and sold land in Bermuda, man.
Okay.
I bought land for $300,000, sold it for $475.
Gotcha.
I bought a building for $385, sold it for $1025.
Gotcha.
So,
and so you were the one of the persons that's not known to be in real estate at the same time as John Swan coming through the 80s? It was after him.
No. This was like around 99, 2000, 2001, 2000.
Oh, more recent.
Recently,
okay.
I was buying and selling, things like that. The bank supported me, and I did it, But then I fell out with the bank. I fell out with the bank. When I fell out with the bank, that's when Mike Watson I sold Mike Watson the horses, and the 2.5 acres. I put a big house on it, and I sold it. I sold it for about $2.6 million and paid the bank off,
Gotcha.
And they kept me with, the building down North Shore and my 8 apartments up there free. You know what I mean? And I bought another house the other day.
And so again, I'm not want to talk too much about the personal stuff, but
Yeah.
one question that came up from Mike Corley is, talk to us about the industry in terms of buying and selling horses.
Well, what happened? I used to go to auctions, auctions in Atlanta, and I see something, I buy it. I'd be it, yeah, and I get it like that. And then Mike came up. Mike wanted to know where to get some saddles and some stuff, so I introduced him to the lady, and he did his thing. You know what I mean? So he was happy. Then when I came home and I bought the 2.5 acres down by Linda's down Devonshire, he was staying in the house. So I didn't put him at the house. I just went down and built a stable and let him take care of my horses. You take care of my horses, man. You ain't got to pay no rent. Just take care of everything's cool. And he worked with me real good, man. Because I had a place to live.
Right. Okay.
So he worked okay. So me and White became good friends.
How did you assess the quality of a horse?
Assess? Well, I'm not all into all that.
Right. But so you said you went to an auction, right?
Yeah.
To bid for a horse. How did you know the horse was worth it?
Well, first of all, I like the color. I like a paint. I want to paint the horse. And if the feet was okay,
right.
that was good enough for me. If the horse could walk and the feet was there, and I didn't have time to check out the temperament of the horse, anything like that. Because they just walk the horse around the arena and then you bid. You know what I mean? So you had to. You think if something's wrong with the horse after you had to get it fixed or whatever, but I never had a problem with horses, never.
Okay.
Not when I always like horses,
All right.
I know horses. I got pictures. I got a picture of I got all my pictures of horses, and if my cowboy, my house, a big picture right in my living room. It's a black cowboy. Oh boy, this thing looks like that.
No worries. Do what you got to do. And so now. Thinking to listen, and by the way, listen, audience, people have called in already. If you want, you can call in now on 297-1027 to let us know what your questions or comments might be. I'm going to now go and check some messages some questions that have come in, and to try to address what are some of the comments that have come in. And one comment. One comment is to go back in terms of the Black Beret information. What you did say is that clarify if you want, but part of it was that a lot of the information around the Black Berets was meant to be confidential amongst yourselves, so I was involved and keep it secret. But then at a point in time when you started bringing in young people, they were the ones that started to talk too much, in my words, and that caused a challenge. So talk a little bit more about that.
Well, we have a motto. Our motto is, those who don't know can't tell, and those who do know won't tell. That was always our motto. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So and that's her to today. You know what I mean? And that was some serious times.
Say it again.
Those who don't know can't tell, and those who do know won't tell.
So those who don't know
can't tell.
Can't tell.
And those who do know won't tell.
Those who do know won't tell. No. So those who don't know can tell,
right?
And those who do know won't tell. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the mottos for the Brits, because we were doing a lot of things. We were doing a lot of things, man. We did a lot of things.
And without being too specific.
I'm not going to get into specifics.
No, right. You're talking like general negative things or general whatever behind the scenes sort of thing.
We had marches and we demonstrated and things like that. And we had a paper that came out bi-weekly. And I was in charge of the deliveries, if you're giving it, members like 20, 30, I keep all that information. That was my thing,
Okay.
So we try to give the information to our people, what we were doing and all that, you see. So I like that.
Understood.
It was okay.
Okay. And then it's correct, though, I'm asking you now, that basically when the young people started to get involved, they quote-unquote broke the code, and that caused problems?
Yes, to some degree, yeah. Stuff started to get out that wasn't getting out before.
Okay.
So we tried to rectify that. You know what I mean? Not only that, the police was trying to find out all the information they could about us and all sorts of stuff. So we had to hide some stuff, and then we did some stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's what we had to do. We was fighting for our people. Gotcha. And there's times was racist times, man. It wasn't easy. So we didn't give in. We didn't give up or nothing like that. And we held the meetings in my grandpa's building on Court Street up there, right up top there, and everything. And one time, and then Chinese used to be across the road, and police started using Chinese to look at us and everything. Somebody burned Chinese down.
Whoa. Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
So so that was it. Then Wonder Breads went up there by the up the hill behind Chinese. What's up there? The clinic or something like that. And
Okay.
Police arrested him and took him off for wandering abroad.
Whoa. Okay.
All sorts of foolishness used to happen, but we had to do what we had to do because we were doing it for our people.
Gotcha. And so you did talk about, sorry for those that just joined in, one person sent a message. The guest this evening is Mr. Robin Swan Sr. To many people, he's well known in the local community. He talked about his activity in Bermuda and also in Atlanta. Wanted to be a cowboy because he smoked a lot when he was younger and he was able to do that when he got older. But now we're going back to, as one person has asked, is talk more about his involvement or his understanding of the Black Parades in Bermuda, and that's what we're now getting in terms of, at one point, it was basically a matter of whatever took place, no one knew about it, but then others came into it, and so we're just talking a bit about that. Now I was giving us a little bit of information in terms of how the police tried to gather information. And he said, so Wonder Bread was up on the hill, which is now in that area between Court Street and Dundonald Street.
Well, let me tell you something. 1971, I went to New York. And I was on 141st Street, and I saw a policeman. A Bermuda police said, "What the hell are you doing up here?" I'm saying to myself,
a Bermuda police officer?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I went around the corner. He was around there looking at me. So I went from there to New Jersey. I left and went there because, see, they're watching everybody because they're trying to catch you doing something, man.
Okay.
It was one of those things, man. He's in an organization. The government didn't like and all that. If you was going against the status quo, we got to deal with you.
Okay.
That's how it goes, man. But it's okay.
And how did you just because you said that as a younger person, right? You were you got angry based upon what happened to your grandfather. Your grandmother, you heard that, but then your grandfather, you more experienced that, about him losing the building, and because he helped to set up Francis Patton.
Yeah.
And so how did you manage then to adopt a creed whereby you would keep things confidential?
Well, hey, I love my grandpa and I love my family and I don't want to tell a lot of things. I was told to write a book.
Yes.
And I don't want to write no book. I don't need no book. My stuff's in my head.
Right.
I meet with my children and I tell them and then I have some documents I can show them and I'm happy. But, and then you came along and here I am. Hey, because other people ask me, and I say no, because I don't want to get into a lot of stuff happened 50 years ago, you know what I mean? But somebody said, you have to tell your story, Mr. Swan, because some people need to hear it.
Yes.
Things I said, heard. So I don't know. Some people might like it. Some people might not like my story. But I don't know. I told you,
But again, and I will say this, that it's not story in terms of like you're telling tales. This is your life.
Yeah.
This is your experience.
Yeah.
And my hope is that part of it would allow others to be encouraged and to know that, you know what, yes, life is not easy, but it's about choosing, as you said earlier, choose what you like to do. And you did many things. One of those was learning how to do plumbing because you wanted to play sports.
Yeah.
And so you decided that not to be off on Sundays, have to do something different, be a plumber.
Yeah.
And eventually open up your own company.
Yeah.
And then you taught others. And so that's definitely encouragement. But do you have today young people that you talk to encourage, or that you've been around, or that you are around? People like
well, I was talking to some young guys up at Al in the parking lot, and the other guy said, "Hey, boy, you better shut your mouth, boy, because you ain't gonna have a job." I said, "I don't need no job." He said, "Okay." See, keep on talking. I said, I'm going him. I've been him, but yeah.
Okay.
I also got land in St. Vincent.
Okay.
In Backway, a piece of land, and then I got 2 houses in Dominican Republic. I'm going to go down there now because I sold the land to the house to the lady and she ain't paid her mortgage and stuff like that. So I was supposed to go November the 7th, but I'm going in January now. So I'm done some other things like, real estate, something like that too. Because I like Dominican Republic, they are very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Go down there, stay at Johnny Newsom with me.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
And just real quick too. So the subdivision in Atlanta, what's happening with that? Is now finished, or what's happening with it?
Yeah, I sold it, and the gentleman finished it off. He finished it off. I had a good time. I made money.
Okay.
I was okay. Everything's okay.
Okay.
But it's just history. One of the things that, and when you tell somebody, I showed the picture. WhatsApp the picture to about 5 of my friends. You did that? Hey. how'd you do it again? Everybody's happy you did that, but it's a lot of work to it.
Yeah.
You can't quit. You can't quit. You can't stop. You got to stay there and work it out. You got to work it out.
Are the street names? Did they keep the street names?
Yeah.
So okay.
The only name they didn't have is Ryan Lane. They have Rishima Street. They have Roche Street. That's my wife, and Robin Circle. That's
Gotcha.
me and my oldest boy. My oldest boy is still in Atlanta. He's been there for about 34 years, no, 38 years, and he don't want to come in. I said, "Boy, come in, boy. Help me before
Understood.
this work."
Understood. Okay. So don't put that there. I'm trying to go back now because there's so much that you shared, right? That let me check 1 second. There's so much that you did share that I want to try to highlight certain things. And as you said,
Okay.
there's so much more to do. That's done, right? Good. You may have to come back again. Now that at least now you've been on here the first time, it's possible for you to then come back a lot more easily, I suppose.
Yeah, because I didn't want to come here, I didn't want to come here, man.
No, I know, and again, I was told that you probably would not come, but again, thank you for sticking to it.
Because see, people look at your accomplishments different, man. You know what I mean? Some people think you're breaking, and some people think you're trying to this and all that. And I'm regular. I'm just a pawn dog that survived and made it. That's all I am. I didn't wear no sharp clothes, man.
Gotcha.
I don't wear, see the best clothes I got on now. Yeah, man. I don't dress up no more. I ain't got to dress up for nobody.
No, understood, and that's all part of it also. So again, for those that joined late, you did a lot of stuff when you was younger, by the way, in terms of, you said you went to the Technical Institute at age 11.
Yeah.
But weren't most children at that age starting at maybe 14 or so? So you were a lot younger than most people.
Yeah, a lot of them was older and things like that, but it was okay, but it damn wasn't okay. The guy, I don't even call his name, stinging over guys, stinging arrows up there and in school and all that, and black guys and all that.
Right.
See, it was a lot of racism then. So white people, even today, they still, they like to have that white privilege.
Yes.
So, and I don't believe in that. I believe like if you treat me right, you find me right. And that's been my whole life. You know what I mean? And I didn't hate nobody, and I love myself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because love don't love nobody either. So that's how I live my life, man. I take care of my children. I've got 5 children. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
when I'm dead, they'll all be millionaires. So I'm not worrying about it. I don't know how long I last on her.
Well, no, that's always.
I don't worry about it.
That's always the case. And then the other thing you told me about before we came on air is that you weren't not always, you didn't just do this business stuff, you were actually quite the sportsman, right? And it wasn't just cricket and soccer.
Well, I represent Bermuda in table tennis twice. Went to the States with Dennis Perman and Dexter Smith. Bojangles was the manager. He was a nice guy, Bojangles Smith. He was very nice. Yeah. I'm not saying I was the best.
No, fine.
But I was good enough to play for Bermuda.
Right.
So, and they paid my ticket, so I didn't really mind. You know what I mean? So I was okay. I played for Richards Cup for Warwick. I got so good. Somerset had Richards Cup. And we went up there to get it. Man,
Just back to cricket now, or what do you mean?
No, this is Richards Cup billiards.
Oh, billiards, okay.
I played billiards too.
Okay.
I played billiards. Hey, and we went up Somerset and took the cup from Somerset, the Richards Cup, because that was a big thing, because Dick Richards put that cup up and all that there. So they say the best player was Bernard Brinkman, and I beat him. So the guys lift me up and everything, praised me up, Somerset and everything, and then we never lost the cup in 17 years, so they stopped playing for the cup because nobody could beat Warwick. Nigel Morgan was the captain,
right.
And Wally Tucker played, and I managed to get it because I beat Sammy Dick. Sammy Dick was a good billiard player, and we was getting 200 points, and I beat him. And he said, "You're ready." He said, "You're ready." And then I played snooker. Okay. This guy, what do you name now? I saw him the other day. He is Bermuda's champion. He played for Queen's Club. It was Queen's Club, and we went down Queen's Club, and I beat Bermuda's champion. And those guys lift me up again. I had a gold ring, gold chain, gold cue, and I could see good.
Wow.
I played snooker, and I forget his name now.
Okay.
But he's still around. God bless his soul. You know what I mean? Yeah, Portuguese guy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then the other question that comes up sometimes is, so what has been, if you can, or if you want to, just talk about it, is what's your involvement in politics in Bermuda?
Well, I joined PLP. I was asked to join PLP about 5 years ago because
recently. Okay.
I stay neutral all the time. You know what I mean? So Howard Hughes, David Hughes, a good friend of mine.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes, yeah.
You know, he said, hey, we need somebody like you. Then Michael Scott said, hey, Robin, we need somebody like you, something like that. So I said, well, let me see if I can get some input or something like that there. It might work. So I went up there and paid, how much I had to pay for to stay here for life or something, the lifetime.
Right.
Okay, good. So but politics is not my thing. You know, politics is just not my thing. I went there and I listened to a lot of stuff. I said nothing. And then I went home. You know, I was going to the meeting, and I still get emails every Monday to come to the meetings, and sometimes I don't go, sometimes I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So I like to stay out of politics because it's to me it's nasty. Politics is nasty, you know, and it could go both ways, and I don't really particularly if they like it, you know what I mean? Not only that, well, I ain't gonna say no more.
Yeah. Okay, then that's fair enough.
I can say no more about politics. Politics is a nasty game, man, and you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, you know. But I wish PLP all the best, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that's all I voted for, PLP all my life.
Sure.
And I guess I'm gonna vote for him till I'm dead, you know, because like, hey, we probably need to make some changes at the top, though, you know, or at the bottom or something. We need to make some changes,
Okay.
you know. But I just hope like everything goes on okay, like that, you know. I guess I was never interested in the other party and that, because you know I'm a black person, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, so I just try to treat people how I find them, and I try to be nice to everybody, you know what I mean? Because I have a couple of white tenants, you know what I mean? We understand, they know how I feel. When I came back home in 2017, my daughter had put a white tenant in one of my apartments. I went there and said, oh, what the hell? You know, and so I told her how I feel about her people and things like that there. And we get on good now. She pays her rent on the 27th, the 26th, make sure she late.
Okay.
But we get on good now, you know, she's okay and everything, and her son, you know, when he goes right, take the $50, man. You know, enjoy yourself, man, you know, we're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, because I find out now, because my daddy always told me, you know, a long time ago, he always say some things about that, you know, that used to affect me and things, I used to worry about it. But, you know, you gotta live with everybody. We have to get on with everybody, but, you know, but people have to treat us right. You have to respect us right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I feel that way. You know what I mean? And I ain't got nothing against those fellas around town. You know, I ain't got nothing against them, but just treat us right like human beings, man. You know, see, you know what my family went through and what my great grandma got burnt alive and all that, man. You think I'm gonna forget that?
Right. Okay.
That's no, man. That's my ancestry, man. Going down the road, man. Ancestry going down the road. I tell you, it's not nice.
And what comments would you have for like today in terms of either schooling or even in terms of, we know there's lots of black on black violence right now, so when it comes to murders and fights and knife violence, whatever. What comments would you have for young people that feel that there is like, this is my life?
Ooh, it's sad. It's sad because, you know, a lot of children, you know, all depend how did their parents treat them? You know, parents have a lot to do with this too, you know, because if you don't bring up the child the way the child should be, the child's going to wander and go astray and all that, and then do what their friends tell them. So, you know, it's the parents have to play their part in the children's life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As I played a part in my children's life. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think I did anyhow. I think I did it the best. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have arguments and squabbles because, you know, they're always telling me, Daddy, that's the past. Daddy, that's the past. I say, the past makes my history. Now, yeah, because it's crazy, man. You know, things have changed, but have they changed that much?
Well, that's a good question.
Let me give you an example. My granddaughter was staying up in my cottage, you know what I mean? And she came down there with a white boy. Said that's her boyfriend.
Yes.
And the guy was smoking all around me. I was in my garden and everything. I didn't like smoking because I didn't like that boy. So I tell him, look, go away from me with the cigarette, man. So he said, well, I'm got a garden. He started talking. I said, so then I told her, don't bring him down there no more. They said, Papa, times have changed. I said, okay, but take your brother down his house and tell his mama your brother wants to talk to his daughter. It was all over.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Okay.
It was all over. They want a nigga down there. It was all over. But you know, I say what I don't got to say, man. Look, I don't pull no punches for what I had to say. I don't care.
Sure.
I'm telling you the truth, man. A guy told a guy the other day, look, you might not like what he says, but it's telling you the truth. Because a lot of people hide their feelings and hide their stuff, and they get sick, then they have a stroke, and they're dead.
Gotcha.
Hey.
But so my question to you is, though, do you accept that things have changed since you were younger, or basically they are the same, or how do you deal with it? Because based upon what you've done in terms of real estate and business and whatever, you have to interact with all people. How do you manage that?
Well, I don't know, boy. Look, what can I say? Things have changed a little bit, probably. You know what I mean? It changed. Well, a change was made in '98 when PLP got in power. You know what I mean? So, and they promised a lot of things, like and they have delivered few. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
I wish they would do some other things. Like, see, let me tell you something. When the white man won power, he took her Turkestan. He took her around by Henry Tucker's place down there.
Okay.
Paved the road. Hey, took out by Jack Sharp. All that was taken care of. All the roads was taken care of. PLP, did they fix Parsons Road up?
Okay.
They might be fixing it up now, but for years, Parsons Road been crazy in a lot of places around her. So I would want them to take care of the people that vote for them. That's what I would like.
Okay.
People vote for you, you get the votes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we know you're doing good things and bad things. You know what I mean? If you want to take the money and run, you can take the money and run too. The white man did it for 400 years, so I don't care. Hey, take the money and run if you can. They did it.
Okay, so I guess in some respects you would want some of the issues that affect black neighborhoods to be addressed more forcefully by the PLP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Take care of your voters. They put you in. Wait a minute, hey, y'all going to kiss on a white man's tail and while we voting you in? No, man. Hey.
Okay, and if I may, how do you express that to the politicians in terms of they're the ones that are there that you say you vote for them, and so do you interact or do you just like?
No, I don't interact with no politician at all. I don't interact with my. Sometimes when I go walk and Zandy Silver runs across, say hello, good morning, sir, and that's it, okay. But I don't want to get into all that. I don't want to get in it because my story has already got me angry, and I don't need to be angry at no politician, because it's not going to be a nice scene at all, and I don't care.
Sure.
So I try not to get into that there. That's why I don't go around the PLP headquarters no more. I try to stay out of all that right now, because, I'm up in age, stuff like that, and I want to relax in my garden and things like that, and I don't need that, but like the African philosopher said, you still have to vote for your people. Whether it's a lodge or this or meeting or something, you have to vote. You have to. That's what the African thing says. Well, I don't know. I'm voting because, that's it. That's me. I'm voting for me.
So what, I guess the next question becomes, what advice do you have for your young grandchildren or people that you know that's young, like I'm talking about like maybe 15 or less, right? In terms of the still coming up, the young, gotta go through school, gotta live life. What advice do you have for them?
Boy. Well, first of all, you have to be thankful for life. You know what I mean? And learn how to love, because love is missing. Love is missing. I told somebody the other day, and I put my head on a chopping block. About 5% of children has been to church or Sunday school.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I put my head on a chopping block. Children that go to Sunday school, they don't know how to love. They don't know the law. See, our relationship with God is spiritual, not Christian. Not Christian, is spiritual. It's not Christianity. And we're getting caught up with a lot of things, but I don't want to get into that.
No, that's fine.
That's just my opinion.
But so your advice would be for children or parents, I guess, to ensure that the children go to, not go to church, but at least understand the basics between right and wrong, or what do you mean?
They have to learn to love.
Okay.
We have to learn to love. And they're not learning to love. They're learning to hate. They don't have this. They don't have this. A lot of it's got to do with colonialism too. You know what I mean? That's why we don't have, everybody don't have a roof over their head. That's colonialism. That's what we live in. You know what I mean? We get held back, but we have to be strong and we have to love one another. And this goes all over the world. Ain't no difference. Every time black people get together, a white person comes in with age of provocateur and changes it. Hey, now see PLP, they want to get with CARICOM, right? Hey, the white man don't want you to get with CARICOM. They don't want you to get with your friends. They don't want to get with your color. And all of us have roots in the Caribbean. All of us have roots in the Caribbean. And this man's telling us don't love our people. Don't love people. Hey, so every time we get together, see, a white guy came to join the parade, and Bobby told him, go work in your community. Go work in your own community.
That's interesting. Okay.
That's what Bobby told him. I laughed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they sent a policeman to join it. The policeman joined and everything. So what? They're just going to kill him. but they didn't kill him. So they gave him a job to do, and was out in a white neighborhood, and he didn't want to do it. So we got rid of him.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's quite powerful. So again, your advice to, so I'm a young guy, right? I'm frustrated. I think there is no hope. And so I'm like you now, I'm younger, I'm fighting, I might be selling drugs or involved in antisocial behavior. What does Anthony do based on your advice?
Don't give up. Find somebody that can help you. There must be somebody in Bermuda that can help you in some degree or something like that, or somewhere. Try to get help from somebody. If you need to go hospital or something, you need help, get help. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. A guy told me yesterday, this is the best place in the world. He wouldn't want to live nowhere else. He told me from the store. I said, yeah, I know, but people are suffering.
Right.
And so we can't give up, and we have to understand that we have to do better with ourselves. We have to make ourselves better. We have to do better. We have to work on a lot of things, but we collectively, when we get together collectively, we're strong. And when we're gonna get strong? When the OBA gets back in, then we get real strong again. We get real strong.
Wow.
Yeah, because soon as the men start kicking your butt, everybody comes together. Remember, like I told you, remember when we had a TV station?
Yes.
A black newspaper, a radio station in the early 60s? Hey, that's going on.
Yes.
Because, hey, the racism thing eased off a little bit, and then the integration came, and we're all going haywire. We're going stupid now. We're killing one another. They didn't love one another and all that there. We're shooting our cousins and all that.
Right.
It's sad. I don't like it. I can't do nothing about it. I'm an enemy.
Right.
I just say protect my family and my children.
Sure.
Yeah.
But and so with that, right, and given your history, your knowledge and stuff, do you think that you could be encouraged to actually let somebody work with you to write a book, because it's so, what you know, what you've done is so rich, and let that then be an encouragement for others that would actually read it, in terms of information that you can share, because people would not, well, not a lot of people would not have known that you've done these things, and it is an encouragement to see somebody else that or that you think that has done these things. That would be an inspiration in and of itself.
Well, I don't know if they'll read it. They might not even read it. I'm not sure. But
again, I mean, if one person reads it, that's worth it.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. I guess I'm getting caught up in doing what I got to do. Well, I try to help a lot of people.
Yes, understood.
I talk to guys. I talk to people and everything. A lot of people ask me things. A guy came to me 2 weeks ago, asked me, could I lend him money to buy a house? I said, oh boy, hey,
that's
no,
much. Yeah.
I'm not like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people come to me and they talk to me, and I try my best to help them. Some I lend money, I lend a guy a few $1,000s the other day,
Right.
I might get it back.
And even that, I mean, as I said to you earlier, half jokingly though, that people have always told me rather that you never lend money that you cannot afford to lose. But also, even when somebody comes to borrow money from you personally, there's still a process. You don't just give it to them. You have to make sure that you can believe and understand that they're able to pay it back.
Yeah.
And that they are responsible.
Yeah. Especially big money, big money, something like that, But some people owe me big money.
Right.
I took a chance with big money in it. And, one guy couldn't even pay his mortgage. I gave him $20,000. I ain't seen him no more. He's dead now.
Well, that's not.
Then tenants. Then you got tenants, tenants run away with me $5,000. This one run with $4,000. This one, then I took a couple of them, committed to prison. Then he got caught. Then he gave me some money.
Okay.
Yeah, you go through all that in life. That's all. It's all part of the business, man. Everything's cool.
Gotcha.
And I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. I love my people and all, man. But it's just that, like, if you treat me wrong, I'm gonna rebel.
Gotcha.
You're not gonna try to kill me without me trying to kill you. That's not gonna happen. As I am, I am. I'm proud of my product. My product back a ton. You know what I mean? That's it. It's still in me. The fight is still in me. So, but I try to do for everybody and be nice to everybody, and gentle and all that, and encouraging too. So I don't know what else to say, man. Hey, that's my life story, man. I'm still, I'm still a slip away.
Right, gotcha. And even that, where'd that name come from?
What happened, man? Like this happened when I was around 12 years old. Like I was always doing something and never got caught. So they gave me the name Slip Away. Okay. And then I bought a boat when I was 13. I had a speedboat, and the guy painted I painted it red and white because I love red and white, and he painted a girl kissing a man on in the back and slip away and we speeding over on the place. Hey, the cops chased me through the islands, chased me through the islands because we guys go up Hawkins Island. I had a big thing up Hawkins Island years ago, man. Go up there. I knew it was 3 feet of water. The cops knew. Okay. They didn't catch me. Okay. I had a lot of fun, man. But anyhow, that's life.
Wow. Okay. And now it's still going strong down North Shore there.
About North Shore is okay. Everybody, so everybody, I go down there now and then and do some things, and I've got my son helping me now, and I give him a project or something like that, to, take care of him and everything. Right. But the hurricane mashed up the parking lot, so that's a big damage, and I paid the guy, several $1,000 to fix it up. That ain't a big thing, man. That's how I do it,
Sure.
Everything, so.
And so, what advice do you have then for persons that want to get into business?
Wow.
In Bermuda.
Well, if you know what you're doing, and you got somebody that wants you to do it, that's a good thing. You see, you don't go into business where it's not going to work. You can't get no customers.
Okay.
So do what you need. Hey, I chose plumbing because everybody had a poo-poo.
Yeah.
And I knew I was always going to have a job.
Right.
Yeah, and I loved it, and I done well with it. You know what I mean? So learn what you want to do and do it. Do it. Don't let nobody distract you. Do it. Because they say failure. Ain't no big thing, man. You just do it. Do what you got to do. A lot of people can make it. Hey, this is a lot of money goes through Bermuda.
Yes.
Billions of dollars go through Bermuda. So if you love what you do, you'll be successful. If you don't love what you do, you got problems. You love what you do. Yeah.
And what about, like you said, what about when you start, for example, if things don't work out, then what do you do?
Oh, well, you go ask for help. It's the person that can do it, You ask other person, say, look, look, I tried this, it didn't work. What you think? Should I do it this way? And somebody will help you along the line, you know what I mean, something like that. But you just can't quit and say, I ain't doing it no more. I'm had enough, you can, if you're young, that's not a good thing, stick it out. Stick it out. You have to stick it out. I stuck it out. With all the problems, I stuck it out. Hey, when I went down to the bank to get some money, hey, the fellow looked over his glasses, looked at me like, said, "Can't help you, son." I can't. Looked up, "Can't help you, son." Hey, but I didn't stop. Then I went to my cousin Arnold Tour. He said, "I can't give you no money because you're too radical." That was my cousin. Okay. So I said, "Okay, no problem." But I didn't stop there. And then the fellow Colin Edley for Bank of Butterfield called me in and lent me money. See, so you can't give in. You can't stop. You can't stop. Life goes on. Life goes on. You cannot stop. When you stop, it's over.
Wow.
You can't stop. See, I never stop. Maybe it's in my genes. It's in my genes. I don't stop, man. I don't worry about it.
And the other question, I guess, comes up in as we talked about for the show this evening was the fact that so you were involved in what I call the social struggle. You were known to be involved in those things, and yet you was able to still persevere and become successful from a money point of view.
Well,
how did you survive that?
Well, I made a lot of money doing plumbing.
Oh, okay.
I made money doing plumbing.
Okay.
And the bank lent me money. You see, they trusted me. I never missed a payment, never been late. And I was fortunate to have quite a few rents coming in, you know what I mean? Things like that. So, and it worked out for me, and it could happen to anybody, but I know something happened to me one time, and a guy told me, a white guy told me, but if you was white, that would never happen to you. I said, I knew that. He laughed it all, yeah. But that's how it is, man. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing it all, man.
Okay. And so
I'm lived 2 lives in the 76 years. 2 lives. Yeah, man, I lived 2 lives.
But again, I mean, based on what you've said, you've done a lot of, maybe even lived more than 2 lives, to be honest, because you've done things both in Bermuda, out Bermuda. Yeah. You've done some good, some not some bad, but there have been things that have been positive and negative for you, even from what you've told us thus far, right? So again, that's definitely an encouragement.
But you have to be strong. You have to be strong-willed, strong-minded, and strong-willed, and not necessarily crooked. People think they have to steal to get. You got to sell drugs to make it. You got to do this to make it. You have to be strong, man. Choose something that you can make money off. You know what I mean? If you can be a good electrician and make money, you can be a good plumber, you can be a good carpenter. Hey, take it up. See, look, when I went to Technical Institute, we learned carpentry.
Yes.
We learned metalwork. You know, we learned everything. You know what I mean? And then, hey, I heard the premier say 1980 or 1977 that he closed technical down because it was turning out too many good black people. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's the comment in terms of for the former UBP.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Turn technical down because too many good people was coming out.
Yes.
So, you know, it's sad, man. What we have to go through is sad. And nobody wants to say anything because they're afraid.
Yes.
They're afraid because they might lose their job or they're this or something. No. All sorts of stupid. I was talking to a guy the other day. This is we don't control the economy. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Don't worry about it. PRP don't control the economy. That's what a politician told me.
Yes.
They didn't control the economy. I said, okay, but that's all right.
But again, like you said, I mean, and I guess to be more blunt, the fact of the matter is that you're able to generate money independent of the so-called system. So therefore, your money gave you access.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I tell people sometimes. You know, that's how it goes, man. You know, I say, hey, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. And I have what people like and what people want.
Yes.
Have apartments.
Well, right now, for sure, because I mean,
everybody wants an apartment.
A strong demand,
but
yes.
It took me a while to get the apartments, you know, the way I want them. But hey, everybody wants apartments, so you know what I mean. Hey, and I try to give all my apartments to black boys, black men, and they're roughing me up. They're roughing me up now. Got a couple of them in court, like they don't want to pay and all that.
Right.
But the Indians call me.
Mr.
Swan, come get your money. Come get your money.
Wow. But that's interesting too, because that's right now, as everybody knows, right? That's the one aspect that's hitting Bermuda is that number one, the price of housing, rents is very expensive, and the government's now trying to go into a process now of changing the Landlord and Tenant Act, because if you are the owner and I'm the tenant, I could be there for a long period of time not paying. You can't get me out.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to have a proper balance. And it's the same token, though, is that you, as a landlord, you know, talk things out. You might be real rude to me or not.
That's what the lady told me. They said they're trying to change the policy because of, you know, a lot of things happening. And you know, I look. I love my Bermudian black people. I love my Bermudian black people. I want to help my Bermudian black people, but how can I help them? I don't really know how to help them now because, like, you know, I don't know, man. You know, a lot of black people like kick you in the butt now. Yes. Like we're not close. We don't work out like it used to. You see. So I'm kind of curious now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just have to hang in there and take care of my family, man. You know, and see that my children, you know, pay attention and they're doing right and get their education and all that. You know, one's a headmistress, one's a doctor. You know, one's a carpenter and things. So hey, I try to help my children. Gotcha. And I don't know if other parents are trying to do the same thing. I don't know, because a lot of people are struggling. Yes. A lot of people are struggling. You know what I mean? Because I remember when a lot of people's going to the Bermuda dance every day, man. Every year, going away and everything. They wouldn't leave no children nothing. No generational wealth. Okay. That's what's killing black people. No generational wealth. It's sad. No generational wealth. Children will come up broke. Gotcha. Okay. My daddy left school 13 years old, left me $500,000 when he died. Gotcha. $500,000. He left school at 13, drove taxi for about 50 years. And that's what he left me. Gotcha. The generational wealth is important. And that's a good point. So talk to us a little bit about that, because some people don't even know what that means. Well, generational wealth when something comes down the line. Something comes down the line from your father or your grandma or some relatives or something like that. Generational wealth. You see, and that's what the white people's got. They got generational wealth. They got companies been here for 100 years, 50 years and all that. Hey, look at my grandpa. My grandpa died, and the mineral water factory died. Yes. You see, Sterling died, and the mineral water factory died. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Frith died. The Frith Undertakers died. You see what I'm saying? Our thing don't go on because we don't have generational wealth. We don't, we don't form a company and it goes on and on and on and on. Sure. Look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's been around for 150 years. That's it. Okay. 150 years. But see, so we have to learn how to do business and trust one another. You know what I mean? And If not, I'm going to go right back to slavery. I'm going to go back to slavery, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's obviously a very important point because we do get involved with whether it be businesses, sometimes even our houses, right? And unfortunately, people get divorced and then the house gets split up as opposed to
Yes.
understanding
Yeah.
that there still needs to be that sense of unity in the midst of that disaster.
Well, a lot of people are putting their property in trust. Say we'll go to generation trust like that. But then trust is a ticklish thing. There's so much stuff to a trust, man. So much things to a trust. And then the lawyer's telling me, like, it's too much money to have a trust because you got to pay so much.
It's expensive, yes, in some cases.
I don't know. So I just had to make out a view and let it go, that way.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. But, but as long as I'm alive, I live good, so that's the main thing.
Okay, fair enough.
So all they have to do is take credit. Take credit.
Right.
I told my children, man, I told my boys, like, they didn't want to go to school. I said, well, okay, you don't want to go. I don't know why you don't want to go to school, but I know one thing. As long as you respect your mama and daddy, I will take care of you. And that's what I told my children. As long as they respect mama and daddy, I work for them. And my lawyer told me I'm killing my children by doing that because I'm messing up the incentive. Well,
no,
that's just the way I feel.
Sure.
I bought them, my children, I'm going to take care of them.
Gotcha.
I didn't expect nobody else to take care of my children. Yeah, so, and they're happy with me. Sometimes they're not happy. But all the money belongs to daddy, so pay attention.
That's going to be interesting. It's okay, no problem. And so actually, we're now at the end of the hour, right? What comments do you want to have to close out? I'm going to go back to, you gave us so much information, right? I'm going to go back to this and probably invite you back and be more focused on some of these aspects. But tonight's just been so different to I knew you before today. I knew who you were. And now this is the first time I've actually talked to you, to be honest. And so that's been a great thing. You've shared lots of information, lots of knowledge in terms of your experience starting from young and how you've been able to persevere. Some things your grandfather taught you, some things you know about your family that has caused you to have significant perseverance and to keep on pressing your way through, which has been excellent also. I intentionally did not go too much into the Black Berets because that's a different show altogether. And I know there's some things you can talk about, others you can't talk about, but that's something I want to do, quote unquote, properly. So that's why I didn't touch that too much. But again, it's been a huge amount of information. But what final comments would you want to have?
Comments about what?
To listening audience, any message that you want to leave?
The audience, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because everybody's not like me, you know what I mean? So I wish the audience the best. I wish everybody the best, God has blessed me. God has blessed me, and I thank Him for it, you know what I mean? And my God is not white. My God has blessed me. Okay. And I'm very thankful. So trust in God, and He'll take care of you, and don't be afraid. Trust in God. As long as you're doing right, and, you're not stealing and nothing like that, it will work. It's got to work out for you.
Gotcha.
Perseverance. You got to have perseverance, man, because it's not easy today.
Gotcha.
You can't accumulate things today like I did a long time ago. I bought a piece of land, I sold it, made money,
Yes.
You can't buy land and sell it because no more land in Bermuda. You see, so you have to persevere and do what you're happy doing.
Yes.
And it will pay you off.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
All right. Well, again, on behalf of me and the listening audience, I would say thank you very much for coming on by this evening. I will say again that the guest tonight was Mr. Robin Swan Sr. He has given us lots of information. And again, one of the key points you just reinforced is the idea of don't give up. You must persevere. Find something you like. And that quote, I'm going to keep remembering that now, is that the idea is to have small profits. Don't charge a lot, and have small profits and quick returns.
Yeah.
And in the plumbing business, for your experience, it was you didn't charge much. People kept coming back to you, and you were able to make quick money, on honest money, though. And it's something that was in quick demand, in short demand.
I did work out for Ireland, The fella used to keep me out there.
Okay.
Hey, I used to be out there talking to him till 9 o'clock nights, and he used to pay me to stay there and talk.
Okay.
And the fella down at Tucker Star, the opera singer, he loved me.
Okay.
Come down there, he called me back all the time. So I had a lot of people, it was okay.
And that's going to ask I meant to ask you earlier in terms of, because you had the issue with white people that you said from young, but you obviously still interacted with them as workers, as you did work for them, you worked for them, for sure.
Well, see, hey, look, come on. I think it was 1975. I got a phone call. Say, Mr. Swan, see, I've been watching you for a long time, and to see that turned your life around and everything. And Mom, I want you to fix my so-and-so for me, I said, okay, no problem. I said, where's it to? He said, well, look, the house on and I leave the key on the mat and everything and go down there and fix it. I said, okay, sir, no problem. And he was a police officer, right? So I said, well, I'm going to see who this guy is, like, you know what I mean? So I fixed it. And then I called him, everything's done. He said, well, look, the check's on the mat, so go down and get. I never got to see him. And that worried me right up to today. Who was this guy that was watching me for 10 years?
Right.
But it was cool, it was cool, and everything, because everything's all right.
Gotcha.
Just these things, it's life. Life is full of ups and downs, man. Things happen that get you angry.
Yes.
And then you have to sort it out. You know what I mean? One way or the other, or will kill you.
Well, and so real quick, so how you manage that? Because even tonight you talked about the fact that you're still angry. How have you managed in terms of, like, you're getting older now?
Yeah.
How are you managing that?
Well, it seems like that keeps me going.
Well,
the more angry I get upset. It seems like it keeps around for another year.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe, well, I take my vitamins, I take my garlic and my ginger and my all my stuff every day. And I, walk twice, every 3 times a week.
Okay.
I used to go every other day, but I go a little less now because I almost got knocked down. So, but anyway, that's how I get.
Okay.
But it's just that you got to do what you have to do. And if you can't do it yourself, try to get some help.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because there is help in Bermuda now that wasn't there before, 50 years ago. It's help now.
Sure.
Cancer, everything, all this stuff. Hey, I had cancer, and I came here, and my brother put me on some pills, and it's going.
Gotcha.
It's going, and I take six tablets every day.
Wow.
Yeah, pills every day, and he takes 6 every day, and I feel good, and I walk okay. So,
good. Okay, well done.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. And to the listening audience, again, thank you for joining us here on Magic 102.7 on your Sunday evening for another edition of Insight. Next week, it's going to be I know for sure it's going to be a very interesting interview because we're going to discuss the idea with one of Bermuda's newest authors of what really is involved in writing a book. And so you should listen because then next week you can take some advice about that, right? And maybe you do it yourself, I guess, might assist you to write the book because you have so much information, so much knowledge to give, which would be an encouragement for others. And as Marcus Garvey said, we need to have this information about our history because without doing that, we are likely to create mistakes or repeat our mistakes. And this will be or could be an encouragement. And so one more time to the listening audience also, remember, if you're out early, please, or late for that matter, when it gets dark, please wear a light or high visibility vest to make sure that those that are in the motoring public will see you as soon as possible because they need to know this. Sometimes they're going too fast, they are distracted, they are tired, whatever the case may be, and we want to ensure that there are as little collisions as possible. And so on that note, Bermuda, God willing, we will see you next week.
Okay.
Bermuda Live on YouTube.